Hi everyone, Celeste here. I just wanted to show you my new website I'm very proud of. I wanted to just step through a few of the pages so you can get an idea of what's available to you on my website. The URL is www.indulgentvoyages.com, and this is my homepage. If you scroll down a bit, talks a little about imagining yourself in certain situations while you're traveling, kind of enticing you into traveling, and explaining a little about what we do as far as exploring what it is that you are interested in doing for your vacation. And I have lots of ideas for that, so just wanted to get you a little interested into thinking about it, and there's a lot of nice pictures here that may inspire you in some way. I also have a download that's available to you if you just click this sign up button. 7 tips to add more joy to your cruise vacation. So it's giving you some tips as far as what type of cabin to get and some other things that if you're an ocean cruiser specifically that it's geared towards. Feel free to download that. And I've got 5 inspiring itineraries on my website. We'll go through that in a moment. Some more lovely pictures. And at the bottom of the page you can get anywhere you need to with these quick links or directly to the itineraries that I have available. There are links here to my social media pages and my hours and addresses. Also here you can subscribe to my newsletter. Many of you already receive my newsletter weekly, but if you don't or know of a friend that might want to get a copy in their inbox on Saturdays, just subscribe here and that will automatically get sent out. You can also schedule a consultation with me. I do a half-an-hour consultation at no cost so that we can see if I can assist you with what you're looking for as far as your travel plans go. And it gives you a calendar so you can check out what times might be good for you. You can also just email or call me or message me. Any way is possible. It doesn't have to be through this consultation button. On this little menu here at the top right, you'll see different sub-menus. We'll go to services next. Got a nice picture of a beautiful Belmont train here. Wouldn't you love to travel on that? So this area of my website explains what I do, how I solve problems that you may have, most likely you have, when you're trying to work through your vacation planning. I talk about customizing services, the VIP access that's available, especially through Virtuoso, and the specialized expertise that I have all around the world as far as different experiences and vacation types. We go through exactly what you would like and by your interests, and we customize your vacation specifically for you. This area talks about how we go through the planning process. We have a call, we work out a couple of itineraries for you, we seal the deal, and then I follow you on your vacation. I'm always behind the scenes for you should you need anything, before, during, and after travel. And that's what I wanted to highlight in this section. Let's go back up to the top and we will go through the inspiring itineraries. I've really enjoyed putting these together. Some out-of-the-box things that you might not think about. I'm not going to go through every one in detail. You can do that on your own if you're interested. The first one I wanted to highlight, and this is where you can download that 7 tips to add more joy if you like. I'm going to get that off the screen here. The Columbian Snake River. It's on the Washington-Oregon border. This is actually considered a river cruise in the United States. You may not have thought that there were river cruises in the United States. This is a fabulous area. The landscapes are amazing. There are gorges you go through, a lot of wineries. Definitely something very interesting to take advantage of in this part of the country. So this is one of the itineraries on the American Queen Steamship Company. It would be on a paddle wheeler. And this sample itinerary, if you click on these little carrots here, it'll expand and you can just view in a little more detail what exactly is happening on day 1 in Oregon when you get to Portland, Oregon. So walk through the itinerary this way, and there's some pictures here of what you would see if you were on that particular cruise. The next one is the train from London to Venice. Bet you didn't know there was a train that took you to London and right into Venice. It takes 2 days. And I've also added on an Adriatic and Greek voyage. This happens to be a Belmond experience. The Simplon Orient Express is the name of the train. And it just walks you through the highlights of what you can experience in those 2 days. And this is a sample itinerary. You can definitely click on this little button here and check it out some more. Then we go into the Azamara cruise that takes you all the way from Venice to Athens. So you've got a couple of countries here that you go through, which is very interesting. Some UNESCO heritage sites, and it's quite an interesting itinerary. Not your typical Mediterranean Asiatic cruise. These particular ports some of them are not that well known, and that's because the Azamara line, the ships are smaller, so they can get into areas that the larger ships can't. They're also known for their destination intensive itineraries, and that's why I selected this one. And you can walk through this 14-day itinerary, and that's including the train, by the way, the 14 days. The cruise is just, you know, a few days. But you can see that here. And here are some lovely images of what you would see on that particular itinerary. And then I wanted to highlight world cruises and also segments of world cruises. So yes, there are world cruises and they vary. They can go quite long, up to 6 months or so. But a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll look at a world cruise and they won't do it all at once. They'll break it up into sections. So some of them are, the smaller segments might be 30 days, so it would be a month, between 28 and 32 days. Some of them are longer. You can go 40, 50, 60 days, but some people don't do it all at one time. In the end, these world cruises, a lot of times, if you think about it, if you have the time, it can actually save you money by doing everything at one time. if you broke the trip up, say you broke it up into a vacation every year, you know, you're spending money on your plane, your pre, your post, your cruise. The pricing actually, when you look at it all together, if you were going to travel and you wanted to go to all these places, it really is a value for your money. If you have the time, that's the other thing. You need to have the time. But that is a very excellent way to see the world rather quickly. Rather than over a long period of time, you can shrink that down and see it all in a shorter period of time. So I talk a little about what you can expect, and if you click on this button, it'll actually open the itinerary. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that on your own if you're interested in seeing, and there are a lot of options for you. I want to go to Iceland, and this is an expedition type cruise. Now, expeditions, you don't necessarily have to be super fit. You don't have to hike for miles up snowy mountains. It just means, expedition, that you're going to get into the areas and go deeper and have some different experiences on zodiacs. There's no age limit. If you can stand up, you can move, you can sit down, and you can maybe go from the floor and stand up on your own, you can do an expedition cruise. A lot of people do these in their older ages, and there's a lot of crew there that can help. Or you can choose to stay right on the ship. You don't have to go out and see the penguins and whatnot. Well, there are no penguins in Iceland, but you can do the Arctic, Antarctic. You can also do warm water expeditions. You could even consider the Galapagos expedition type cruising. So with Iceland, it's not that far from the mainland U.S. It's from the northeast. It's a little under 6-hour flight. Beautiful, varied scenery. The highlights are located right here, and I have a little map for you. The names are very hard to pronounce, but there's some beautiful scenery there. And you can walk through the sample itinerary here with some of the pictures. Reykjavik is the largest city, and you'd probably stay a day or two there. And the last but not least itinerary I've put on my website is a combination cruise featuring Burgundy and Provence. This does have a 3-night pre-cruise, and you could also have a 3-night and or land cruise portion as well. And this is a fabulous itinerary. Who doesn't want to go to Provence? Especially not in the summertime. Oh, I would love to be there in the summer with the lavender and the wine. Absolutely. So the sample itinerary here, you can just click on the carrots and it gives you some more information. Some beautiful photos here. And that's the itineraries that I have for you. So do some dreaming and check that out. I do have a blog. I do update this frequently. And I've got some articles in here that may be of interest to you. All kinds of different things about travel insurance, 3 secrets you should tell your travel advisor, some international laws, which I had in my last week's newsletter that you may have read. So just some interesting things to keep up with what's going on in travel. The About section of my website has information about me, obviously, what I promise you, and just a little note from me in inviting you to connect with me. And just a few more pictures of me. And let's see, we also I have some testimonials here from some past clients. I specify what they asked for, what we booked for them, and then a little about their testimony that they wanted to express their thanks for what I planned for them. So I will go back to my home page because that's really what I like to get lost in and daydream. Thanks for joining me. Hope you get to check out my website if you find anything useful. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to chat anytime. Happy travels.